What's going on, guys? Extremist Models here. In today's episode, we're going to keep it kind of short. I'm going to be introducing my entry into the tribute build for our good friend, Mr. Hobby Barn, a.k.a. Senior. But before I get started with the kit in question that I'm going to be using for this build, I wanted to touch base on something that I think we need to kind of touch base on. So I saw a video today from my good friend Mr. Brian over at Got Fuels Model Car Garage, where he spoke about the animosity in our community and the destructive behaviors between all sides, between everyone. And he noted that Senior would want us to come together, because that's what type of person Senior was. He had said in the video that it didn't matter what corner of the world you were in, Senior was all about bringing people together. And he noted that we should honor his life with these builds, and we should focus on getting rid of the divide here. It's a community divided, and that's not good. That's definitely not good. So Brian, I just you put a lot of stuff into perspective for me today with that video, and I couldn't agree with you more. I 1,000,000% agree that we need to focus on honoring Senior's life and his legacy and the impact that he left on the community. As a lot of you guys know, I was one of the fortunate people that I was honored to become close to him and become a friend, and look at him as an extended family member. As a lot of you guys know, Fred Henry and Brian Burwell are two of, if not my two best friends in this world. When the term best friends comes to mind, those two guys are the first two that come to mind for me. And I love them both very dearly. The things that they've done for me since really getting comfortable with YouTube, astronomical. I wouldn't be as involved with the community right now as I am if it hadn't been for those two guys kind of plucking me out of, I guess, just being a loner. I guess we met at AtlantaCon like 2 or so years ago, and I started asking questions, went to the live streams, started hanging out, and I met a lot of amazing people, and one of the people that I got to meet was Senior. And if it hadn't been for Fred and Brian, kind of helping me get into that, I wouldn't have had the honor of getting to know Senior like I did. And I think that what Brian is saying is spot on, and I think that's the direction we as the community need to go. I know of the animosity, but I'm not going to get into it either, because at this point it's not important. What is important is that we show our respect, and we as a community come together and build the best tribute models for Senior that we can. But anyways, guys, without further ado, I'm gonna get into the kit. I know a lot of you guys are probably already using this same exact kit. I was gonna do something else. I was going at originally uh, the tribute build for me. I was going to use the SR-71 that Henry Robbs very graciously gave me at the Hope It Don't Snow show a while back ago. I was going to use that and build it in Senior's honor, but I haven't even got pilots for it yet. And if you go on Shapeways, SR-71 pilots and 48 scales are expensive. They are stupid expensive. And right now I just don't feel, I'm not really feeling, that's the direction that we go. Even though Senior loved everything, he loved planes, boats. He had so much involvement in our hobby, in our community. It didn't matter what you were building, he was behind it. And that dude, he enjoyed it all. Like he honestly was the biggest ambassador in my eyes. He was the biggest ambassador for our community and our hobby that I've ever personally met. And he was just so supportive of it. But anyways, the kit that I'm going to use is none other than the Revell 1969 Camaro SS 396. For obvious reasons, Senior's car, we're pretty well certain was a 396 car, because as Brian said in the video before last, you can see the hockey stripe here on the front of the car. And I know that there were other Camaros that had the hockey stripes, I believe, but they were really prominent and easy to find on the 396 cars. So my plan for this, and I know a lot of you probably thinking that I'm avoiding trying to do a shiny paint job, but hear me out. For this build, what I think I'm going to do, and this could change, in an instant. I could completely flip the script. It just, Brian and Fred and Miguel and all of them tell me that I tend to think in the fourth dimension. So I see things in the fourth dimension, and that's, I guess they're right, because I make stuff up on the fly as I go when I'm modeling. But for this, I think the route that we're going to go is, what if Terry had parked this car however many years ago in a barn somewhere in Kentucky and just left it there and never got it back out? What would it look like right now if he were to have dragged that car out with his children and started a big resto project with it, and money wasn't really an issue, or anything like that? Like what kind of route would he have went? And there's hundreds of different directions that I could go with this. I don't look for the 396 that's in this kit to stay in the car, because as a lot of you guys know, I like to do a lot of stuff with resin engines, and I've got a bunch of them laying around that I think would really suit this build. We could go pro touring with this, we could go pro street. I'm definitely not doing pro mod or outlaw, on the premise that there's already one on the shelf or on the bench, and it's literally on this base right here, that hasn't been finished, and that car's been in the works now for the better part of 2 years, because I don't know if it's that I've lost interest in the build, or if it's that I'm just so concerned with making sure that I get that one up there right, that I don't want to miss anything. So I just kind of work on it here and there every now and then. But I think that's the route that we're going to go with this, is to do it like a barn find. So there will be some weathering involved. There will probably be some mismatched panels. We are going to use the Terry's Toy decals that were provided by STS Decals. I bought a couple of sets of those, a couple sets of the KMA decals. I'm not really sure when they're going to be here. When they show up, I will do a video on them for you all. And I'm also going to make this announcement ahead of time. You guys hold me to this. We are going to do I want to say like a loose build series, because I will be working on this car off camera a lot as well. But we'll do a lot of update videos and stuff like that. And as you know, today, April 1st, 2024, is the official start date of the senior tribute build. So anybody that wants to get in on the group build, you're more than welcome. I'm sure Senior would absolutely love it. As far as I'm aware, from Brian and Fred both, you are free to build whatever you want to build. There's no limitations. There's no, you have to stick to cars or trucks, planes, boats, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm pretty positive that Senior would have wanted you to build something that you thought he would be proud of. And for me, it's just a personal preference to use a 69 Camaro. I have not built this kit yet, and I'm really looking forward to it. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. Again, guys, like Brian said in his video, let's get the community together. Let's bring everybody together. Joey, let's like you said, let's set this all the negativity aside, and let's be adults and have a good time with this. And you know, it doesn't just have to be about group builds. It can be even just our general communications between each other. You know, let's just be better. You know, let's bring the community together and just be as great as we can be. This is definitely an idea that I'm invested in now emotionally, because again, this is what Senior would want, and you know, whatever that means, I'm completely on board. So but anyways, guys, that's gonna do it. Not necessarily sure when we're gonna get started on this officially. I do know that we're gonna be moving some other builds off bench to make room for this. As Jess over at Scale Model Snail said, this is going to take presidency over a lot of my builds. There are a couple that we're going to keep, you know, on and off the bench, just because they're like this close to being primed. As a lot of you guys know, I do a lot of different builds all at the same time. I can't just stick to one kit. Well, I don't want to say kit. I better just go ahead and correct myself before Brian or Fred chimes in and says, "Oh, you don't build box stock, so you can't call it a kit." But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it. So be looking for the videos on that to come out really soon. And Senior, if you're watching this, I love you and I miss you, and kiss my ass, buddy. You guys take care.